Hello Adam, good morning. Welcome to Brasenose 2, or Brasenose 2 as it's commonly known. Well, good morning. You join me on Linear's Can you cut into that? Well, good morning. You join me today after a fairly uneventful first night on Linear's Brasenose 2. Got down here pretty late yesterday evening, a full day at work, and then unfortunately the M1 was shut, so the journey down from Sheffield took a little bit longer than normal. That meant we didn't get onto the lake until about 7 o'clock yesterday evening. Now, this is actually my first session out after all the craziness that we've had with the lockdown. So I'd got a fair bit of sorting to do. I'd done a little bit of prep beforehand, but as is usual with me, I'd forgotten to swap my spools over, so I'd got my light line and my leaders on from the big pit that I'd been fishing before everything got closed. So I had to do a little bit of fiddling with that. This isn't actually a full-on fishing trip. Now, we've actually got quite a bit of work to do today. We're doing some product photography for some of the launches that we've got coming in the autumn, which I'm really excited about. But hopefully, while we're doing that, we can actually nick a carp or two. So the rods are out, and we're actually up in the far corner of Brasenose 2, which is, if you've ever fished it, it's quite a tight little area, but we did see quite a few fish up here yesterday afternoon. There's not as many in evidence this morning. The weather's changed. Yesterday it was absolutely blazing hot. It was the hottest day of the year so far. We had temperatures approaching 26, 27 degrees. Today is a different day completely. It's very overcast, it's a little bit cooler, and we've got a little bit of rain in the air, which they're ideal carp catching conditions. So we'll see what happens. I'll not dwell on everything too long, because like I say, we've got some work to be doing very shortly, but hopefully we can catch up a bit later on and I'll have a carp or two to show you. Well, that's about that. Bit of an up and down day today, to be honest. Early on this morning, before the photography kicked off, I had an aborted take on a zig, which was annoying. I got done on a bottom bait, which was even more annoying. And then I've had to do probably 2 or 3 hours working, listening to fish jumping out all up and down this arm, but especially down in this little quiet corner to my right hand side. So I couldn't handle it anymore. Fetched one of the rods, flicked it down there, only close in a bit of shallow water where they were showing and fizzing. And thankfully, this one has picked up the bait. Now, I actually lost one about 20 minutes ago as well, which was just absolute despair, especially after the 2 aborted takes this morning. But at £16.4, he's definitely not the biggest carp in here, but right now he's my absolute favourite. So thank you very much for picking up my bait. Well, how's about that then? 10 minutes after I was talking to you with that fabulous 16-pounder, and we've got another one. Second fish of the trip, 20 pound 1 ounce. And this one just goes to show how important it is to get your rod back out there when you think you're in the zone. While the first one was having a little chill in the retention sling, got the rig sorted, flicked it back out to the spot. We just finished putting him back and it was away with this one. Absolutely made up. And to be honest with you, the way it's looking down there at the moment, I'm pretty certain or very hopeful that we'll be talking to you with another one fairly soon. And fingers crossed they might just get a bit bigger too. Well, this is absolutely nuts. We've just put a 20 pounder back 20 minutes ago. I've got another one in the sling that we're about to photograph. The rod's barely been out minutes and it's away again. Bite number 5 in the last, I don't know, probably 2 hours tops. And yeah, let's see if we can get this one in. Doesn't look like a massive fish, but they're all welcome. And this kind of action, when it's hectic like this, it's exactly why we come carp fishing. It is absolute carnage in here at the moment. 5 takes in just under 2 hours. This has been the smallest one out of the lot. If I'm honest, I've not weighed him. He's probably about 14, 15 pound. While he's not the biggest, he's certainly the prettiest that we've had so far today. So I'm just going to slip him straight back. We've got one in the sling that I need to get out and show you, so we're going to do that and get the rod back out. Whoa. Well, there we go, we've got another Brasenose B2 mirror. Quite a long one this, and very, very pretty, nice and scaly. And I'll be honest, I'm not even sure where I am at the minute. It's been that hectic last couple of hours. I think this is carp number 5, it's take number 6. And yeah, absolutely elated. Pretty knackered at the minute. I probably need to tie a few rigs, get a few bits sorted, tidy the swim, and try and get that rod back out. So without further ado, we'll slip him back. We'll see if we can catch another one. Well, we're in again. This kind of fishing is absolutely magic. The bobbin's going up every 20 minutes at the minute. Obviously it's not always like that, but when it is, it's just phenomenal. I don't want to tempt fate. This is bite number 7, but this one does feel a little bit bigger than the previous ones we've had. So let's try and get him in and we'll see what we've got. Yeah, this one's a lot thicker across its back. This is more like what we've come for. Get him in. Yes! Chunky little monkey. Oh yeah, that's a good bit bigger than the other ones that we've had. That's certainly getting on for upper 20s, I'd say. Let's get him on the scales. She's not far off. Well, there we go. We said they might get a little bit bigger, and this one was nearly a lot bigger, to be honest. Just under 30 pounds at 29 pounds, 4 ounces. Absolutely fantastic fish, and a proper chunk as well. Now, I pretty much lost count of where we are at the minute. We've had another 20 pound in between this one and the last one that I showed you. It's just turned into an incredible afternoon's fishing. I'm absolutely made up. Oh, there we go. That's an instant bite. I reckon it'll take us about 15 minutes to get one. Well, it's been a busy old day so far today, but we've got a bit of a quiet period at the minute. So what I'm going to do is just talk you through the rig that I've been using to catch the fish so far. Now, if you're new to carp fishing, this might even be something that you've never seen before in this detail. It's actually a method feeder. Now, 15 years ago, this was all the rage. It's kind of fallen out of favour, but if I'm honest, it's never really come out of my armoury. What it does is it's essentially similar to using a solid bag, but a lot faster, and you can use so much more gear with it in terms of wet particles, pellets, etc. And it's not just a small fish tactic either. This is a counter to carp for well over 30 pounds for myself and also my friends. Now it really is simplicity in itself. It's a weighted feeder. This one's actually 2 ounces. You've got a short braided hook link which needs to be strong. I'm using 25 pound here. And then your preference of hook and hook bait. I'm using a curved shank, a size 4, because I do like a big hook, and quite a small hook bait. It's a 14mm bottom bait, this one. Now, what you do tend to find with a method, now I've used this extensively over a number of years, if you don't pin the bait to the bottom, either an overweighted pop-up or an out-and-out bottom bait, you do tend to hook them in some odd places. You do foul up quite a few fish if you're using a critically balanced bait, so I'd always recommend that you nail it to the floor. Going up from there, you've got a little bit of weighted tubing, probably about 1.5 foot, just to protect the fish while you're playing with them. And then it's as simple as mould your chosen mix around the feeder. In this case, it's scalded pellet with a bit of sweet corn. Insert your hook bait and then cover it all up, mould it tight and cast it out. Now, anybody who's worried about how long it'll take them to find it, the fastest bite we've had so far today has been about 3.5 minutes, and that was from a really, really compact ball of feed. So, you know, it really couldn't be easier. So I'm going to get this one made up and get it cast back out again. Well, the action's continuing down here in a little quiet corner. Weather's changed a little bit now. It's gone really overcast and the rain's really set in. It's probably been raining for about an hour. We had a little bit of a lull. So I did a recast on the rod because I wasn't quite happy with it, and it's been in a matter of 2 or 3 minutes and it's just kicked round and ripped off. It feels again a little bit of a better fish. So I'm hoping we can get him in without mishap. Looks to be quite scaly, this one actually. It's giving a right good of account of itself, this one. I think he's about ready. See if we can get him in. He's not as big as I first thought, but it's a scaly looking fish and he's very angry. That's the thing when you're fishing shallow like this, they've only got one way to go, and that's away. They can't go down. So they just want to swim off. That's it, come on, and you come. Yes! Got him, or her. Excellent, another one. Well, there we go. That one looks like it could be the last one of the trip, and what a trip it's been. An absolutely crazy afternoon, which has seen me bag 9 fish, I think. I did lose count at one point, but I've totted up and I reckon I'm on 9 now with 2 losses, both due to up pulls, which is unfortunate, but that's just how it goes. Crazy place, absolutely loved it, and the perfect spot to come and get a few bites and get you out of those lockdown doldrums. Thoroughly recommend Brasenose 2 and the Linear Complex if you need to get out and get a few bites. Well, that's it. Unfortunately, we've come to the end of our session here on Brasenose 2, and what a thoroughly enjoyable time it's been. I'd love to do another night, but unfortunately I've got to get home. I think we ended up with 15 fish and a couple of losses, which is more than you could have asked for over a short session like this. It's been thoroughly enjoyable. Just getting out and getting a bend in the rod after those 7-8 weeks off, it's been fantastic. So I'm going to get the car loaded up, get back on the motorway and get off home. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time.